It is Wednesday night, and I am your host for this fine weekly Wednesday podcast about video games, and video games. I am Herald Silvestre, and this is GameByte. Welcome, everyone. And, I'm not alone. I'm never alone, unless I stream by myself. Quitsong presents Herald Plays, but that's not today. Alright, today I'm going to introduce a co-host of sorts. Well, you know, he's here from time to time when he's not dashing on doors and eating your Ubers. He speaks English well. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Elgene himself, Elgene Kuffel. How you doing, Elgene?
Hi, what does eating your Ubers mean exactly?
Oh, you know.
Oh, I guess Uber Eats. Fine, whatever. Hi, I'm here. This is the highlight of my week, ladies and gentlemen. I love being on the show. I love seeing you folks. How's it going? Good to see you all. Yeah, good to see everybody here. We're gonna have a pretty good show today. So who should I introduce next? I think I introduced Mick last time, so I think I'm gonna introduce the guy who's pretty good at improv because he took one class. He is also an aficionado of certain vegetables, I think. I think we've established that the last time I was on, but hey, who cares? But yeah, you do you. Anyway, introducing Meekopi. How's it going, my guy?
Hey, thank you, Elgene. I'm doing great. So I'm currently here in Kogane, taking a vacation from all of the happenings in the Eorzea. But yeah, and also peddling a few vegetable and juice mixes along the way during the past week.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, other than that, yeah, I've been doing well. And of course, speaking of people who have been doing well, this guy is having the time of his life fishing in the world of Eorzea from the past week, and even dragged along my girlfriend to go with him and 23 other adventurers in their daily fishing routines. And they've been having a lot of fun ever since. So without further ado, here is the Fury Bot.
Oh, okay.
I thought you were going to say my name. I mean, you just stop. You just go, here's the Fury Bot. And it just slips away. How are you guys doing? I'm doing great. It's been a long few weeks since we last spoke. Yes, a lot of games came out. Well, not really a lot, just one, and it's really good. So I'm gonna talk about it a little more later. But good evening, everybody. Hey, Miko, Elgene, Harold, how are you guys doing? I haven't seen you guys in a while.
Yeah,
buddy.
man. It's been
there.
It's been 2 episodes, Mick. We missed you. We're glad you're on. We're glad DZ called in a sick day. Otherwise, Meekopi would have been sitting out today. Yeah, DZ. No, but DZ's in the chat right now, keeping us company. He's editing, guys. He's editing. That's code for he needs a break. We spent the okay. GameByte first. I'm gonna start things off. All right. What have I been playing? I didn't play this weekend, guys. I shoutcasted an entire 4 maps of Overwatch during the weekend. It was fun. Me and DZ had a bunch of fun. There was this regional Overwatch tournament for the regional Blizzard affiliate. They're called AKG Games, and we were supposed to work with them earlier this year, and then COVID happened, so we weren't able to fulfill our desire to work together. But thankfully, with the power of Grayskull and a lot of wheeling and dealing, we managed to score some time on screen for Blizzard, technically. And nice. I'm going to pull that up on screen right now. I'm going to pull it up for you folks at home. It's me and DZ! And you know it's legit because it actually says twitter.com/Overwatch Path to Pro right below us. So it was pretty legit. It was super fun. We blazered up. And yeah, we had some good times. Me and DZ.
I see you even went with the pin.
Yeah, man.
Right?
You know, you got to these days. You gotta dress to impress. And it was super fun. It was a lot better during the grand finals, which was the second day, because the first day we were so rusty. I was so rusty, and DZ just took it like a champ. He was just like, I got this. Harold, sit back and relax. Let me take control. And he just did his thing. Me and DZ had a lot of fun over the weekend, and yeah, in the end, like I feel like it felt like nothing happened in between, because it had been like a year and a half, maybe 2 years since the last time you shoutcasted, and it just felt like riding a bike, you know? It was really wobbly at first, and then after that you're just like, hey, I've done this before, time and time again. I got my balance, I got my sea legs. Definitely mixing my analogies at this point, but it was super fun. And then in between those 2 days, I played a little Fall Guys and got some extra kudos. Double kudos for the next 2 days, people. Yeah, it was super cool. Chat, everyone in the chat, let us know. What have you been playing, guys? What have you been up to? Is it got the Ogan in the chat? Editing, right? She knows what's up. She knows what's up.
Editing, quote unquote.
Oh, man. And, yeah. Denunci, everyone else, let us know what you guys have been playing. I'm super curious because I want to live vicariously through all of you. But while they're answering, Elgene. No. Elgene, I apologize. He's been gone for 2 weeks. Let's give it to him. Mick, man, what have you been playing?
Oh, yay! I go first because I'm second seat now. Thanks, Diego.
That's really not why, but we don't really for those of you listening to the audio only version of the podcast, we don't have seats. It's on their heads.
I just love saying it. We've been using this ever since Diego had to take like the main seat, and it was just me in the second seat. Like, yes, I'm in the second seat.
Yes, Harold.
For those
please
of you
let it
who-
be a thing.
For those of you who don't know, the second seat is basically I can just look at my screen, and then when they call my attention, I'm like, what?
That's
And I get
what
a
we call the
pass.
Diego. That's what we call the Diego.
I didn't even say names. I don't know what you're talking about, man. I don't think Diego's like that. But yeah, no. The past 2 weeks, I have actually picked up more gacha games than I should have.
Gotcha.
I've stopped playing One Punch Man: The Strongest, which is a gacha game on your phone. I stopped playing that because it's actually one of those really gacha baity games where it really wants you to pay the premium to get more materials, more characters, leveling up your characters. So yeah, I was already at that point, and I was like, do I want to spend 6 hours a day trying to grind all of the things I need to get like probably 20% of the next upgrade for my 5-star? So I gave that up. Instead, I replaced it with this game. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with it. It's actually it's an old gacha game, and it's actually a very, very popular one. It's called Grand Blue Fantasy.
Ooh, I've heard of this.
It's one of the oldest gacha games. Sorry, my seat is going down.
It's mobile, right? It's on mobile?
It's mobile. It's on the browser. You can open up your browser and just play it. It has a desktop app now. It's a fun game. It's a very rewarding game because I with games now they have Grand Blue basically started this thing called a Spark system, wherein if you roll the gacha about a total of maybe like 300 times, you are guaranteed 1 SSR or 5-star. Yeah. So that's like the bee's knees, the best possible character you could get in the game. So there's still a guaranteed system, and with the amount of content that you can do from here to, since it's like 6 years or 5 years worth of content, you can probably have enough gems to just not even spend on the game. So that's why for me it was very enticing, and it's a turn-based RPG. Okay. I really I love my turn-based RPGs, so I'm really a sucker for that. Okay. Aside from that, I'm actually surprised, and I'm a bit bitter that in the pre-show I was asking these guys if they actually played Genshin Impact. None of them picked it up. No. I've been playing it the past few days, and it's really fun. I mean, they say it's a gacha game, and they say there's like this malware issue, but it's fun. It's an ARPG. It's an open world ARPG.
I've been told that there are viruses, but you know what? I don't feel it. Alright, I'm just walking around without my mask on. I don't even notice the viruses.
That's exactly the analogy I was going to make. That's perfect.
Come on, man. Come on. Because okay, so here's the thing. If Genshin Impact has that malware issue, then so does Valorant. So does Valorant, dude. And people still play that. People play a lot of it, man. Okay?
I think there's this philosophy that Mick subscribed to called waifus over viruses.
Waifus over viruses. Oh my god.
Oh dear God, no.
No, I like it because it's a different take on whatever game that I've been playing for the past few weeks, which is
Okay.
like the past months I've been playing FF14, which is it's a MMORPG, but it's not necessarily an open world. It doesn't have hack and slash mechanics. You actually have to press buttons, and your fingers start hurting after like how many dungeon runs, right? This is just different because I basically just have to click my mouse one, and it's nice. It's fun. I mean, me and everybody in my FC, including Seika, Noble Rand, friends of the show, and even Garof, who watches us occasionally. We're all playing it right now. It's pretty fun. So yeah, shout out to those guys, everybody. Shout out to everybody watching right now that are my
Shieldfox, what are you hooked on? Are you hooked on Genshin Impact or Valorant? Because DZ also mentioned Valorant in the chat, so I'm not quite sure what he's mentioning. Or are you talking about Grand Blue Fantasy? Because we were also just talking about that.
Yeah. Oh look,
So-
InstaDZ in the chat says the difference between GI and Valorant is that one game doesn't suck. Oh yeah, I know. Valorant really is bad right now.
Oh no.
Valorant's really bad right now.
And that's why no one from the Valorant community listens to this podcast.
Yes.
We just lost everybody who would have been.
No,
They
but
peeked
yeah.
in. First thing they heard was Valorant, not very good game. They're like, all right, they don't know what to talk about. I'm done.
They don't know
I'm
real
outta here.
games. They don't
outta
know
here.
real games from bad ones.
I'm out of here. Walking
Yeah.
here. Can the computers even run Crisis? So.
But,
Okay.
No,
but yeah,
that's
I
super
mean, yeah, Genshin Impact's pretty fun. Final
Yeah.
Fantasy 14 is pretty fun. I
Still
finally
fun.
cleared the last raid tier, along with my friends. The shout out to
Nice.
EUT. We finally cleared the final boss. And
What does
we're just
EUT stand for, Mick? What does EUT stand for?
Elite Utopian Treaty. Yes, we used to be called Ebi Udon Traders, and then they just made it into that. Sounds more
See,
legit.
so much better. I was kind of
Yeah,
disappointed
right.
with that first one. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Ebiudon Traders is
Ebi
really
Udon
good.
Traders was fun. Like if you see our guild house in the bottom floor is an udon shop. Like literally, there are chairs, and then you can sit
that's
down
cool.
and grab a meal from the udon bowls that were there.
The perfect disguise for a group of bloodthirsty killing machines. It's just another
Yes.
udon shop. All right.
Primal killing, bloodthirsty primal killing. We have to use the
Yeah.
primal killing, not people killing. We're good people.
Sounds a whole lot like a typical guild in any MMO themed.
Yeah. exactly. That's why, dude. And it's a lot of fun.
Yup.
We're spending most of our time now ocean fishing. So yeah, I wanna get into this. I'm sorry it's gonna be a little long. I mean, it's been 2 weeks, so
No, it's
dude,
all good.
ocean
Okay.
fishing, dude.
Oh, are you? Did you mean you wanted to talk about ocean fishing?
I'm
for a
gonna
long
give a
time?
gist. It's a 24-man raid where we're all fishing, but there's a rotation to the fishing to get legendary fish. It's so much fun. That's it. I'm good. Anyway,
Okay.
let's
Okay.
move on to Meekopi. What have you been playing?
But before we do, Kada Olgan in the chat was saying that they've been playing. She's been playing Phasmophobia with 3 A's. Is that actually how it's spelled, Kada Olgan, or is that like for emphasis?
No,
Like,
it's-
Phasmophobia.
It's 1A, dude.
It's 1A. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, apparently it's AAA quality, so
Mhm.
that's awesome. Into DZ saying he's been playing Sea of Thieves, Path of Exile.
Wow.
I know there's like new content for Path for Poe.
new
Uh,
patch.
And then he's also been playing with his new saxophone. Not a euphemism. He legitimately got a new saxophone.
You got a saxophone. Oh my god.
Uh,
The
and
meme
yeah,
has
Kada
become
Olgan watched
reality.
the stream. Yeah. Kada Olgan watched the shoutcast, and apparently, her words, not mine, got so hyped even though she doesn't play Overwatch. I'm just saying, link's gonna be in the chat, people. All right. What else? What else? Notorious KGM's been playing Genshin Impact as well. Mick, have you been playing Genshin Impact together? Have you been?
Of course, man. Of course, dude. He has better gacha roles than me, so yeah. He has better characters. It's behind a paywall. I mean, no, the gacha mechanic is really paywall. You get free rolls though, but he got better rolls on his free rolls. I have to, I might have to spend, but I don't want to.
Okay. The only rolls I want right now are dinner rolls. Meekopi, what have you been playing? Oh, sorry. He's also been playing Valorant, NBA 2K21, and Sea of Thieves. Meekopi, what have you been playing?
Okay, so before I say what I'm playing, Bimo King of Fu has been playing Fall Guys still, the #1 game for him. That's
one.
And look at Herald with that smiley face. He's really happy about Fall Guys. And the crown, of course. Who could ever forget the crown? Okay, so I have been playing Genshin Impact in an alternate universe.
Way.
In an alternate universe.
I'm not playing it here in this timeline. So, yeah, but I've seen and heard really good things about it. When I look at my Twitch page right now, I have some friends who are now currently streaming Genshin Impact, and they've been getting good viewership. So if you're an aspiring streamer, get on this train quickly. Make some content, especially those quick bites about those waifus and whatever they do, like elementals and such. I don't know. They're pretty though. But yeah, for me, it's always been the same few games because, I don't know, I'm probably close-minded, but it's FF14, which is my main game at the moment. I have never been on mixed fishing trip, and I probably won't be.
Because you're always asleep when we go.
No, I'm awake. I watch Darkfish with you guys.
Why not join us then?
It's his fetish, Mick. He likes watching his girlfriend fish with other men. Okay, let's just leave him alone.
Oh yeah, that's dark.
And I cheer a lot when she gets a big catch too. So there's that.
Okay, let's move on. What else have you been playing, Meekopi?
Yeah, but I guess I played so much fishing in World of Warcraft decades ago that I'm still sick of it until now. But other than that, I have been playing, my usual go-to games on the side. I played Tekken 7 again. Was really bad at it. Got beaten a lot online during the past few days.
Oh wow!
There's also
there's
also Auto Chess VNG. My 30-minute game at a time. It's kind of okay. I've also been playing Legends of Runeterra for a bit just to check on the new meta. So I'm having a lot of fun beating on those lower level ranking guys.
What a bully!
Yeah, thinking that they've got the best decks, but not necessarily the best brains to go along with it.
My mom lent me her credit card. Time to use the strongest card of the game.
So yeah, for everyone on the same rank as me, who's in
white
I think it's Iron 5 or something, or Bronze or whatever. Let's
you
all
say
get
Iron
together.
Thigh?
5.
Iron 5.
5. Okay, I was like, this is some of the most creative rank naming. I was gonna play just for that. I was like, I would love to be an Iron Thigh.
Can't wait to get to Platinum Thighs, I guess.
Yeah, man. Platinum hamstrings. I don't know. That's pretty cool.
Platinum hamstrings.
But yeah, other than that, enough about me, the guy who has the same 4 or 5 boring games every week. Let's go into a more interesting guy who plays a lot more interesting games. Elgene, what have you been up to?
Probably because of his good English.
Because of my good English, yes. No, well, I mean, I've been playing, 2 of the 3 games I've been playing are pretty much the same things. BPM, I'm still enamored by that game. It's just that's my 30-minute game, if I feel like, sure, I'll just play a run and see what happens, and then sure enough, I've done 3 runs later. So yeah, it's still a lot of fun for me. Spellbreak, I actually streamed Spellbreak last night with my sister, who was actually free for a change, and I actually got to play with them on stream last night, and it was a lot of fun. But the game that I really want to share with you folks, and mainly because no one's really talking about it for some reason or another, is this relatively new game that just came out for free on the Epic Game Store called The Cycle. And it turns out I really like battle royale games if they break the mold, as evidenced by Spellbreak. And The Cycle is pretty similar in that regard, where it's a battle royale in the same sense that everyone drops into a planet, and then that's pretty much where the similarities end. Because instead of, trying to be the last one standing, the object of the game is to be a prospector, where, you have to mine minerals, collect gas, complete objectives. But of course, there are other prospectors out there that you have to deal with within the time limit. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. And like I said, it's free to play. It looks gorgeous, especially on my brand new PC, hint, hint, wink, wink. And
Dude, it looks
it's
amazing.
a lot of fun. Yeah, it's super fun. And yeah, I highly recommend this game to anybody who's like into battle royale games but are tired of the same bog standard, be the last man standing type thing. So yeah. The Cycle, like I said, is free on the Epic Game Store. You can go ahead and pick it up now. Hashtag not sponsored, but hey, I love this game. So
yeah, man. Hash brown Cobra Kai. One thing I want to point out with this gameplay trailer that we're watching right now is, for the people who are listening to the audio only, they use color and lighting purposefully with this game, and that's one of the things I really knocked Valorant for, was the fact that everything looks sort of flat in Valorant with color, and you don't really have a great field of depth in terms of, where to look at. They don't use color purposefully, and that's exactly what this game does. And I have sort of that problem with Apex as well from time to time. So I like this. I like the art style. It sticks out quite well.
It's very beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nice. But where are the waifus?
Hey, at least I don't have to pay for a waifu.
Maybe, yeah.
Make this is the cycle. This isn't Grand Blue.
I like how they showed in the trailer packs as a feature, and then it's just like two players showing the thumbs up emote on each other. Okay, we're allied now.
Yeah, that's a thing though. Like, you can pact in solo games basically. So you drop in solo and you meet another player. You can say, "Hey, do you want to be friends?" And if they say yes, you're now working together in a solo game. Just think about that dynamic there. It's like pretty interesting.
Yeah, that used to be how Overwatch was. Hey guys, that was a lot of fun. Let's group up. Yeah, let's group up. Oh my god, this is so much fun. And then over time, it was just like, oh my god, why you peek
on the fly, like in game?
Oh yeah, pacting is only in solo games. So
in solo game. Okay.
Yeah, so it basically allows you to have the advantage of having someone at your back in a solo game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I thought it was like what they call this, like a feature on multiplayer on the fly, so you can make shifting alliances as the
Oh no. Well, you could do that in solo game, like you pact with somebody. Like I did this the other night. I pacted with somebody. Like there are downsides to it as well. It's not. Yeah, I packed someone. Anyway, yeah, there are downsides to it, and the big one being you lose your shield instead. Like you have shield and health, like Halo or something, and if you pact with someone, you lose your shields. So for some reason, the both of us wiped. Like other prospectors basically got us, and we wiped, and we spawned on opposite ends of the map. So in order for us to, we have to basically cross a huge distance to meet up with each other. But I decided to break the pact because I was already getting attacked by someone else, so that I could get my shield back and just kind of move on with my game. So yeah, there are a lot of shifting alliances involved there as well if you wish to do that. So yeah.
Well, that's awesome, dude. We were talking about MMOs during the pre-show quite extensively, and that's sort of like an early MMO thing, right? You run into a stranger on the internet, and if they're friendly, you're like, hey, let's group up. Let's do this quest together. Let's do this dungeon together. And that's kind of like what we tried to rediscover last year with our RP sessions. And right? And it was super fun. And I really miss those days of video gaming before a lot of the cynicism had to come in.
Right.
Yeah, like just that wide-eyed, I'm exploring this new world feel before everyone knew everything about the internet. And it was, you know, it was a innocent time. You know, I wouldn't trade it for today because I kind of like knowing about the world. But it's those feelings, right? It's those feelings of like, I'm exploring this thing for the very first time.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I miss those times. All right. Anyone else in the chat aside from Iron Hammer been packing? Anyone packing? Huh? What have you guys been playing? Iron Hammer.
Yeah.
What
And
what have
while
you
we're
been
waiting
playing?
for you guys, Harold, what have you been playing?
I mentioned it at the very start.
he already
DZ.
Oh, man.
I was.
Second seat, let's go.
Yeah.
It's blurst. That seat is blurst.
That's that's trademark second seat material right there.
I know, dude. This guy's really filling in the
So good.
role.
Yep.
No, for those of you,
Hashtag second seat.
for those of you just tuning in, me and DZ shoutcasted some Overwatch over the weekend. Played a little Fall Guys, you know, did my thing.
I want to try second seat one time too.
Oh my gosh.
We should take
No.
turns. We should take turns.
We should. We should.
Right?
Oh my gosh. All right, let's move on. I totally want to get to the news because I'm surprisingly getting tired, guys. It's been a long week. I didn't really have a break. Actually, I haven't really had a break in months. But you know what? Seeing your fresh faces this hump day is kind of energizing me up. So let's talk about the news, shall we? We all Gucci for the newsies?
Sure.
Oh yeah.
Let's go.
Let's do it. Let's talk news.
This week in video games.
Yeah, baby. This week in video games is brought to you by the Quit Stalling Geekcast. Check us out most Sundays at 1 p.m. Manila. That's right after the noons. That's right after the noons, people, here in Manila. Live here on twitch.tv/quitstalling, or just check us out on Spotify. All the latest episodes have been going out one by one, so check them out. All right, guys, it's time for the news. Who wants to kick us off?
Sure. I guess I'll do it. So
All right, energy took a dip, but let's bring it back up, baby.
You know what? No one likes taking the first spot because it's always like awkward. And
Normally
You
it's
know-
for the second seat, but I'm kind of spacing out.
hey, you're spacing out. All right, that's fair. All right, fair enough. But we might as well start on a on a bit of a dip so we can work our way up.
Yes.
So the news I'm bringing for you today is with regards to the developers of Cyberpunk 2077. So CD Projekt Red has been in the news recently, and they've been receiving a lot of backlash for breaking a promise they made to their employees. As you folks are probably, well, just so you know, in the past, CD Projekt Red has promised that their employees will not experience crunch at all during the development of Cyberpunk 2077. And unfortunately, as it turns out, they are not. Now their employees are reported to be expected to work 6 days a week just to basically complete the game by its release date of November 19th, if I'm not mistaken. So in other words, they're about a month away from releasing this game, and all of their employees are expected to work longer hours just to get things done. And
Yes,
again,
the
they're
dreaded
getting
crunch.
backlash. Yeah, and again, they're getting backlash for breaking their promise to their employees to never have to endure crunch in the development of this game. So first and foremost, guys, what do you guys think? What are your first thoughts upon hearing this news coming from CD Projekt Red?
I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna let you finish. But this was a lose-lose situation for everyone involved, and by everyone I mean including people who are gonna play the game eventually, because on CD, like, let's be honest, whether or not COVID happened, we'll never know if they wouldn't have needed crunch, right? We'll never know because COVID happened, and we don't have as much transparency on the development timeline as they do. So it's like there's no winning if you don't if you don't mandate crunch, you end up releasing late. Everyone who said that, everyone who wants to play the game will get mad, and you're gonna get hate. If you do what they did and you mandate crunch and force people to work overtime and an extra day of the week, people get mad because you said you wouldn't, and there's no winning to this, and I feel like it's unfair for so many people that I think it's not just a CD Projekt Red issue. I don't think it's just a game developer or gaming industry issue. I think it's a cultural issue as well, and we could go like really at length with that and how that kind of affects everyone, but just on the baseline, it just sucks for everyone that this is happening, and none more so than the people who are actually making this game, because they're pulling the extra shifts to get this game out there. So it's tough. It's tough.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Mick, what do you think?
I really will only say this: that crunch better be worth it, because this game is probably the most hyped game for 2020. From Keanu Reeves to the open world aspect to maybe like I know some people who are excited in the character customization features, because that's their thing. So I really do hope that this crunch, the crunch that these people are going to be putting in, I hope that it makes this game really, really polished. Because if I buy the game and I see like a 70 or 80 gig day one patch, my God, that crunch wasn't worth it.
I mean, that could have been what they were working on in the crunch, for all we know. But I mean, again, that does not bode well for a lot of us, especially for us as as the ones who are playing the game, because crunch implies that they're behind and they need to work faster or work longer to get things done.
Mm-hmm.
And when that happens, and I'm speaking from personal experience here, mistakes will be made.
Yes.
And that's what concerns me the most, I think. I mean, besides the fact, of course, that people are working extra hours, despite the fact that the CEOs and the people in charge have promised that would never happen. I mean, for us as players, I mean, I think it's safe to assume that there will be mistakes somewhere along the line.
Yeah.
As with, as is, expected with crunch times and any form of work, And I'm reading the chat right now in DZ's like entitled gamers, and I can kind of get where you're coming from with that. But the thing is, Cyberpunk has already been delayed once. If they delayed it again, I don't think we can call. I don't think entitlement is an issue here. They've already gone ahead and delayed the game once already, just so that they can have more time to fix it. Responsibilities still need to be kept. Like, they have to meet some sort of quota because they are a business after all. It's just unfortunate that this is what happened. And to your point, Harold, I totally forgot that COVID was a thing, which, as odd as that may sound, but that's a very legitimate reason why this game possibly got delayed. And no one could have predicted that. It's just unfortunate that we have to come to this, and I can't say with absolute certainty who's at fault here, just because of that.
Yeah, that's really true. And the difficult thing with this is, again, like we said, part of it is a cultural thing, but that also comes down to different aspects. The pre-order culture that we've established in the video game industry. People wouldn't be as mad if if pre-sales weren't availed of. No money was put down aside from publishers and game developers if there was no pre-orders. So that's an issue that us as consumers can actually hold them to. Is like, oh, you promised it would be released this date. We paid in advance because we expected it to be released then. Right. So there's all this stuff. That plus the societal impact, like, it gets deep, right? From as shallow as I bought this game for my kid and he wanted to play it on this day, to as deep as families' lives are at stake because of the income that this game provides for countless employees. So, it's smarter people will end up discussing this, and smarter people even still will have no impact whatsoever. But I like to put perspective into things, and no one wants this to be delayed, right? If there was a choice, whether it's the head of CD Projekt Red or someone down the base social media art, to us as consumers, no one wants this delayed, and that's the harsh truth, is that so many factors went into this coming out, or this not even supposedly coming out on time, because it's already been pushed back so many times. So it's tough. And as a creative myself, both for my day job and as a hobby, it's frustrating when this happens. So I'm not saying cut people slack. I'm just trying to lay things out as plainly as possible, because at the end of the day, it's also easy to put blinders on and start blaming people, like, oh, they promised us, that CEO screwed his employees over. There's more to it, and we're not privy to everything, which is rough. It's tough. Yeah, Mick, go.
Yeah, if I may though, you also have to take into account that maybe the people that were giving them, crap for this whole breaking of the promise, they're also going through things as well. Like for example, COVID is really, really bad right now. Like a lot of people are stuck at homes. People who are not used to staying.
A lot of people are dead.
Dude, a lot of people have. Yeah, I know, dude. Crazy, man. And a lot of people who are just at home, who are not even used to staying home for more than 16 or 24 hours. They're very extroverted. They really want these are somewhat good distractions to help your mind try to cope with a lot of the things that is going on right now. So I kind of understand why a lot of people do have this backlash, because they really want this game. and on the other side, on their end, you guys put on a good point. I mean, COVID really just screwed everyone over. That's basically it. It's you can't really. I don't know what to say other than I hope really that the crunch really polishes this game, because I believe that a lot of people who are waiting for this, they really deserve this, and I hope it really turns out to be the game of the year prospect that I am seeing in this game, honestly.
Yeah, man, it's gonna take a lot to dethrone Fall Guys in my eyes. That's all I'm saying.
Animal Crossing is still number 1 on my list, though.
I mean,
What?
Yeah, dude.
He's like, what? This guy crazy.
You have to look at the
on that Fall
societal.
Guys train, baby.
I know you're
Meekopi's
very
on that Fall
cynical
Guys
about
train.
this, Miko, but you also have to look about the societal impact of how Animal Crossing has saved a lot of people, especially in the early part of the pandemic. Trust me.
Fair. All right, moving on.
All right.
So what's next
else
on the
is in news? What else is in the news, people? I'll tell you what. COVID-19
Is in the news.
No, what else? No, seriously. What else is in the news, guys? Tell me.
Well, if I may, there is
no
a
one's
new
stopping you, sir. Take it
Nintendo
away.
apparently has just released a new character for their Fighter Pass Volume 2. Not 1, but 2. And you'd be surprised at where it's from. It's actually from the smash hit Minecraft. Steve and Alex are
I see
joining
what you
the
did
fight.
there, Mick. I see
Yeah.
what you did there, because
Really
the
good.
video game you're talking about is actually Super Smash Brothers. I see what you did there. Smash hit.
Mm-hmm.
Smash hit. Okay.
Yes. So on October 13, Steve and Alex will be joining the fight, as they say in in Super Smash Brothers Ultimate. And here's the interesting part. The reason why I want to talk about this is because Nintendo has said that they've somewhat done an unconventional way of leveling up this character, or these characters rather. Basically, they can dig in the ground and then they can pick up resources and then they can level up their armors and their weapons to become stronger and stronger as they fight. It's a very interesting take because this has never been done before. Normally, when you have a Super Smash Brothers character, basically they have a kit. Sometimes you have a mode where you can pick up power-ups like the ultimates, like their ultimate move, or maybe even weapons. But this is different because you're basically starting from scratch and then you have to build your way up. So, like, Elgene was actually mentioning this a while ago. Like, there's this part of complexity that is just so interesting about the game, about these characters, because they might be harder than most of the characters that are already available in the game. So I want your thoughts on this, guys. Do you think that, this unconventional take is a good move, or are you guys really more into the whole, this kit should be just this is his power, it shouldn't get like stronger and stronger as the round progresses?
Okay, first of all, I can't imagine the negotiations that went just to get this character in this game.
Yeah,
It must have been a real back and forth and a lot of financial reports being passed around and such. But okay. In line with that too, just allow me to say this. If you're wondering why that character is there, because the number one question in people's minds right now, especially for those who are a bit more loyal to the game, is there really a need for this character? If you remember, last couple of months or during the last character reveal, there were actually polls wherein where people can vote for the character that they like to be put into the game, and I don't think this character has made it, really high up on the list. But here we are, and of course, again, this is a financial move. You wanna have a lot of more, new players into the game, then put a popular game character in it. But that aside, gameplay aside, it does introduce a real new element to the characters. Because remember, in Smash, at first we have all of these characters undergoing the same basic control scheme, right? You have your movement, you have your different attacks depending on the directions. But during the last few, during the last few patches or seasons of Smash, we now have joystick input characters. Like, what was that again? Terry, right?
Yep.
So that introduced Smash players to a whole new type of difficulty and controls, much to some of their disdain. But yeah, this is another interesting addition to or approach to how to play the game. Finally, we have a complex character, or rather, another complex character that can that rewards leveling him up from what we saw in the trailer. And as far as I know, correct me if I'm wrong, but there's no other character like this in Smash so far, one that levels up over time.
Not that I know of, but then again, I didn't buy the Fighter Pass Volume 1, so I can't really say. But based on the base characters, I haven't really seen any character that plays this way.
Same here. From what I know, you of course have your roster of defensive characters, but from what you've talked about about this character, it rewards the defensive playstyle a lot more. Plus, it is the most expressive one so far. It looks complex, but if players can really actually get into it, they can probably pull off things that are normally not seen in a Smash match. So overall, I can see I see the reason behind why this character made it into the game, but the way they executed it is, personally, I think, is promising. At the very least, it will allow for a lot more exciting Smash games. Just make sure he is up there with most of the roster.
Oh yeah, balance.
Yeah. Just to add to what you said, that they'll probably, if you get into it, and you'll probably do some crazy things. The fact that a whole scene of Smash players found, the simplest of games, Super Smash Brothers Melee, and made it into a competitive esport, sorry. I mean, dude, possibilities are endless. I'm sure they'll find a way to just main this or just play this optimally, honestly.
Yeah. If I may say though, I mean, as far as the moveset is concerned for this guy, he seems like a long game kind of character, the one that you want to build up over time. And once you reach that end game, it's like it might get too powerful. I don't know. I can't say for sure. But I think the thing that interests me the most about Steve, Alec, the Minecraft characters, is that they didn't just include a character. They had to build the game around the character as well.
Yep.
Because if I'm not mistaken, Sakurai mentioned that on one of those reveal streams that they had to redesign a lot of the maps so that the Minecraft characters can actually interact with it, so that they'd be able to mine the resources in the ground and all that good stuff. So what I'm trying to say is there's a lot of work put into these characters besides just throwing them in there. And of course the business deals that come with it. Like they're building it from the ground up just so that they can, they can be playable in this game. Really interesting, but all the same, yeah, like a lot of people have been saying, it's a very lucrative business move on Nintendo's part. Can you just imagine the deadly alliance between like Nintendo and Microsoft just working on something like that? You know what I mean? So yeah.
And I guess at the end of the day, it will all come down to the experience when you play the character, both on a casual and competitive level. I mean, if he really feels so good when you play him and it's really rewarding, then of course it justifies everything that that has been discussed so far. And of course that kind of negated all of the criticisms about why he's there and such. But then again, we are talking about possibly a complex character that has to be leveled up. And in other games where we have such character archetypes, you see Frank West in UMVC2, you have Phoenix Wright. They kind of get strong, but they kind of get ruled out as well, simply because of their complexity, and you really have to put in a lot of effort for those. So I just hope that it has a good balance of what they call this, reward versus how it fights, or rather how it fights the rest of the cast, basically.
I agree with you guys there. Oh, Harold, what are your thoughts on this? I mean, you've been awfully quiet there in your corner.
Aww.
Your first seat.
the first seat.
It's the first seat thing, I guess.
In the first seat.
Smash. I just wanna put it out there.
All right.
Smash. All right, we're good. I guess it's good.
I know it's a controversial statement, guys, but I just wanted to say it. No, in all honesty, like someone who doesn't get to play Smash regularly, someone who hasn't played Smash a lot, I'm sort of seeing it from the business side of things, as well as on a lighter scale, the fun aspect of it. I know it's gonna be, as with everything, met with mixed reviews. Some people are gonna be purists and say, oh, that's not really a character that should be around because of his weird mechanics and all that. There's gonna be tiering as well, as there always has been with the power level of these characters. I do want to ask, as you guys who are familiar with the scene, is there always a threat, or is it a threat to be able to, or is it a worry to have to ban a character, I guess?
In Smash or in other games? In Smash, historically, there's only been one. Oh no, there are two characters that are banned from the competitive play simply because they're too powerful. That's Meta Knight and Bayonetta. I forgot which versions were which.
Okay.
I think it was Meta Knight in Melee, and then it was Bayonetta during the 3DS and Wii U era.
What he said, yeah.
So
Okay.
I bring it
Yeah.
up because my main concern for this is putting all this code, all this infrastructure to welcome this/these characters into the game, and then just having them banned because they're too OP. You know,
Well, what happens in what they call this in fighting games, especially for really competitive ones like in Smash, is it has to reach a really big consensus among the pros and the community as well to have something banned. That is like the last resort button, because for fighting games specifically, things can get really complex and there are a lot of possibilities that sometimes people will just give it like a couple of months, half a year, just for the meta game to evolve and people to try to find solutions. A good example for this is in Tekken 7 when Leroy was introduced. At first, people think that he is probably really powerful. He has a good kit and such. They put him on the high tiers, but as months passed on, the counterplay for Leroy has been very limited and very specific to on some characters, up to a point that finally the pros have each given out their word, whether in their live streams or in Twitter, that this guy is too powerful, please listen. And nothing happened. It didn't get banned. So when the next major tournament, which is Evo Japan, rolled out, everyone was playing the character, and the developers firsthand saw what happens when you don't listen to the community.
Yeah.
But yeah, for most cases, it's banning is like the big red button if nothing else is really working.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Also to add to what Miko said, I think the difference between the Super Smash Brother the previous installments is that they didn't have the connection to the internet, and they didn't have access to patches where you could balance the character. So if by the very if they get a whiff, hopefully if they get a whiff that this character is going to be broken, they'll probably balance it in like a hot fix or they'll patch it in like a week or maybe a month after. Hopefully, fingers crossed, if they really listen.
Yeah, that's a really good point, Mick. I totally forgot that, given how fast things move nowadays, it's really easy for the developers to do a quick hotfix when something is broken. Really good point.
Yeah, because bans are generally a thing of the past now. Like the time we've seen most major bans is usually in the older games that could not update, like your Marvel versus Capcom 2.
True.
Like anything older than that is when you'll see like 3 or 4 characters getting banned. Yeah. Right now, like hot fixes are a thing. So at most they may ban one character. Yeah, at most they may ban one character for a tournament, as they are for the moment. And then when they get fixed, they may reintroduce them to the available roster. So
at least that's what I guess that's why they're so confident with having to work on a brand new mechanic or system. Okay, that makes total sense. All right, guys. Speaking of updates, there's an update for Ghost of Tsushima, and who put this in the notes? Because I'm so curious why this is so noteworthy. Someone enlighten me.
Okay, that was my fault. So, as Herald said, we need some good news to go along with the bad. I mean, between crunch and between discussions of crunch and the overall doom and gloom that's happening nowadays, it's glad to see that some companies are giving free updates. And yes, that's right. Ghost of Tsushima owners and players will be receiving update 1.1 for free. And this is not just a a small patch with a new horse, although it has a new horse included on it. But
gotta love them horses.
But there are some quality of life changes as well that makes the game that will make you just enjoy the game more now that you've probably completed it at this time. So you have your custom gear loadout, so you won't have to fiddle around with the inventory too much, and of course, have something always ready on the fly. So and rather have your builds ready on the fly rather. And of course, there's this new game plus. You can now actually go power tripping once you finish your game. And there's again the new horse. I have to highlight this. In fact, they actually gave the new horse a few seconds on the clip.
Yeah.
And there's the mysterious merchant and new dice as well. So that's a lot of customization options. There's new charms, new trophies, and more importantly, the update.
A new horse. Oh, sorry.
The new horse again, of course. Can't stress that enough. A new horse again, for free, by the way. And
Ooh.
most of the hypest, rather news about this patch, is in Ghost of Tsuchima Legends, which is their co-op version. So those are basically 4-player survival missions with different character. There are 4 different character classes so far. There's also 2-player co-op and a promised raid. They didn't give too much info about it.
What?
But there's a raid that is gonna be put in post-launch of the patch. And finally, for those 4 classes that are discussed for Ghost of Tsushima Legends, there's the Samurai, which is basically your tank class. Then there's your ranged DPS class. They're the Hunters. And then the Ronin will act as the healers for the party. And the Assassins will act as your typical melee DPS / burst damage.
I see.
So yeah, that basically transforms, the Ghost of Tsushima, great single player experience into a more, multiplayer. What do you call this? It now has a great multiplayer experience, supposedly from the looks of the patch to go along with it.
Wow. Look
For
at
free,
that.
by the way. And new
Absolutely
horse.
free, guys. Never forget about the horse. Guys, never forget about the horse. Though I must say, I never knew that Ronins are healers. Because the only Ronin I know is the Ronin from Battle Realms.
Oh yeah.
2-sword ones.
The 2 swords.
Just absolutely broken. That you just made a horde of that with 1 bandit for the buffs, and then everybody's dead.
It is true. And then you fire up
Perfect.
your Yang Blades, right? And then smack everything, get a lot of
Yeah,
yang, upgrade your units, and then snowball from
Yin
there.
Blades
mean,
just go crazy.
I mean, Ronins are not that great though.
What?
Like,
Oh,
No, they're not.
A little shade here. Okay.
so okay. There are very, very many ways. Oh no, here I go, breaking down battle realms again. There are many ways to beat a Ronin. Warlocks, musketeers, anything
Yes.
with fire or magic. So basically, samurai with Yang Blades will basically decimate armies of Ronin, no problem. Because Yin Blade does not do magic damage; they only sap stamina. So
Yeah.
Yang Blade, on the other hand, does do magic damage based on how much Yang you have. So anyway, I'm nerding out about battle realms because I studied this game so much when I was a kid. So yeah, Ronins. not
I
that great.
remember. We used to play it a lot in the internet cafes.
Yes, absolutely. Kabuki Warriors. There you go. Iron Hammer did mention.
Oh,
it.
no,
Warriors
Kabukis
will
are.
decimate,
The anti-mage.
absolutely decimate
I
Ronins.
mean, remember the Kabuki Warriors with that fireworks, the one that blinds the enemy?
yeah, the flash powder. Yeah,
The flash powder.
It's-
That's broken as well, dude.
yeah. Flash powder. Like if you have a whole army with flash powder, it will like if you and you press B like with your entire army with flash powder, it'll basically decimate everything because it does a little bit of damage, but since you have so many, it stacks.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Wow.
why are we talking about battle realms now? We're talking about Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah. Okay, so just to sum up what we just heard, I'm glad that they're giving away a free patch with a lot of content and quality of life changes. Not to mention that they're also introducing classes. Are they going to be in the raid though, Miko? Will those same 4 classes that you just mentioned be a part of the raid? That's
Oh yeah.
Out
They
there.
will be. They are available on the co-op mode, which is
okay.
Legends.
I hope they bring it to the raids as well, because I think that would be fun rather than being the same main character, just slashing on the same. It's nice to introduce roles, especially when you're doing something like a big boss, right?
That is right. Although I was still not sure how they will go about this. For example, as we've seen on the info, like Ronins are the seemingly support classes. I wonder how will that play out, given
Maybe buffs?
how maybe buffs, maybe on the side they're supposed to do damage as well, like in FF. I guess we'll have to see.
All right, guys.
Maybe the-
Ghost of Tsushima 1.1, the DLC biscuit. All right, moving on. We've got a different game on deck, guys. A game of impact, of some Genshin variety, and I think the biggest part of this is the surprise censorship, right? Let's be honest, people.
Yep.
A game made in someone else say it. I won't get in trouble. Someone else say it.
It's from a China-based developer. They're actually called MiHoYo. They've done other games like Honkai Impact 1, 2, and 3. Now they're releasing Genshin Impact. So, yeah, I don't want to say anything. I like the game. I don't want to be banned.
Okay, so leave it to the guy who plays this game in an alternate universe. So, if you guys are wondering what Herald was talking about, Genshin Impact, I think it was yesterday, but they started censoring any mention of Hong Kong and or Taiwan in any shape or form. So you can see some screenshots here. They counted it as illegal characters.
Oh,
So if you type in the words Hong Kong as your signature, it'll tell you that it contains illegal characters.
So
I mean, we're all familiar with how Hong Kong, in the eyes of China, contains illegal characters.
Oh boy.
Oh no. So
Yeah.
it pains a lot to not be able to tell the other players about Hong Kong fried noodles. So that's what they call this. And
Meekopi, how dare you say that about fried noodles? How dare you say those words?
Hey man.
Fried noodles are...
I like him. But yeah, the bigger issue here, of course, is how this will affect the support for the game in general. Because from the way I see it, the developers, despite whether or not where they line up when it comes to support for these countries, they're kind of backed into a corner. I mean, they're China-based and they have to follow the rules and regulations of the country.
that's
So-
true. Yeah.
The bigger issue here is how it will affect the player base as a whole. If you remember, Blizzard kind of has a similar situation. Like last year.
Similar.
Sort of
Not
similar.
exactly.
And they faced a
Both
lot
Hong
of
Kong.
faced a lot of backlash. So we will see maybe in the next week rather, if players continue to support or not this game, depending on how they react on the issue. And then of course you have to consider, do you separate the product from the art, from the political stance, and then from the developer? For all we know, they might be just forced to do this, right? There's always that angle, and you have to
Yeah.
play
I mean,
by the
imagine
rules
if-
of the country.
No, for sure, right? Like, imagine if we were doing the podcast from there,
Yeah.
We don't not want to say Hong Kong, but otherwise we're in trouble. So,
That's fair.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
right? So,
yeah. To be fair, I mean, censorship. There are some games that are really like censorship. When you hear it on the news, a lot of people really do get a bit, hyped up. I get a bit all riled up about it. So, yeah,
it's not a good thing, man.
I don't think you should. I mean, personally, I don't think they should do this. But again, they're a China-based company, and if maybe I don't know. I guess it's in there. I guess it's in. They're just following like what Miko said. So I can't really say anything about it. I don't want to, I might say something.
I want to break free.
Okay.
All right.
So, yeah, we can shift the talk, I guess, to for the business side of things. I mean, it works from a business standpoint in the sense that you have to do this really minor thing for your game to continuously succeed. Now that they're also, it's not just in the Western market or in the Southeast Asian market where they're having a field day, but on China as well. So
Yeah.
last week, I think it's officially like the biggest or probably one of the biggest launches ever for a mobile game. It has been beating out I mean, it's just really nice to see that it beats out Mobile Legends on some of the Play stores.
I'm surprised at the reception of this game, and I think that personally for me, I was very iffy about it, and then I was watching my friends play, and I could see that. Wait a minute, I can just roam around, and I don't have to use stamina to roam around the map. Wait a minute, stamina is just for me when I sprint, not for, oh, you need more of this, you have to wait for another hour to play again. Wow, okay, I'm in, I should play this. Right.
I mean, it's a really polished game, and that's what sets it aside. I mean, if it's a really bad game and then they what they call this, they did the same thing, they censor something, yeah, most people really care. They'll be more than glad to ditch the game. But this game is, this game is good. A lot of people are like financially and emotionally invested onto it. I mean, some of my friends on my Facebook feed have been marrying some of the characters already in their dreams and claiming that they are their waifus. But
oh dear God.
And I guess this kind of news, this kind of censorship, is all boiled down to, number one, the players, how invested the player is in the game, and number two, if how okay they are with it. I mean, at the end of the day, as we are powerless to do something about the Hong Kong situation or any other political things. And for all we know, we're just better off just enjoying the game as it is. And maybe we will make a stand somewhere down the line if they introduce something worse, which I don't think that will be happening anytime soon.
Yeah, I mean, they're already on a hot
streak. Revolutions don't start unless someone makes the first step. Miikopi, quit being so passive. I want to make a stand. If
you take away the waifus, then okay, maybe something will happen.
This is not the hill I want to die on. But in all honesty, just like Iron Hammer Stream said, just make your signature Winnie the Pooh. Let's see if that works. All right.
God.
All right, guys. We're gonna move on because Meekopi said two very, very key words. He said Activision Blizzard. All right.
Oh no.
What did they do this time?
Yeah, who threw this up? Who threw this one up?
So Activision Blizzard, guys, unfortunately, they're shutting down their French offices, mainly because of, I'm assuming, COVID-19, right? They're Versailles.
Really?
Cost cutting, for sure.
Yeah, cost cutting and all that. This might just be an excuse. This might just be an excuse for them to finally be able to let go of their French offices. But yeah, this is another example. This is a prime example of what's happening in the world right now because, not everyone can afford to keep their employees. Whether you're a soccer team that had to let go of their mascot or a game development studio / publisher like Activision Blizzard who had to let go of a regional office. So it's just, I put this here just to highlight, because we mentioned CD Projekt Red earlier and how tough it is for them to work through crunch. Some people don't have the luxury to be able to, it's not even a luxury. Some people don't even have the ability to work through crunch because their company can't afford it. So I just wanted to put a little perspective into things. And their office, this French subdivision of Blizzard, housed 400 employees, supposedly as of 2019. So they handled marketing, customer support, localization for the different titles. So it's not like this was some small office that only did ads for them. They did localization, which is a pretty big deal in a global sense. And customer support in a region is pretty essential, especially when you need people who speak the language. So it's pretty, I know we wanted to end on a high, and we will. I swear we will. But this is kind of the reality that we have to go through at the moment. And I just wanted to put a little perspective on things because it is not easy, right now. And we're kind of doing this as a bit of a time capsule as well. Maybe somewhere down the line, you know, when we're famous, guys, when GameByte is like plastered all over Spotify and the Apple Podcast app, you know, we'll look back at this and be like, remember those episodes back in quarantine and the lockdowns, and we were like, oh, things are so grim. Remember when we thought that would change? No. I really, yeah, really dark, right? No. I really want to also kind of document these things and be able to see the progression over time for the gaming industry. So that's just some of the stuff I want to bring up.
Yeah.
And then we have the funnier news as we circle back to Nintendo, guys.
Hey, here we go. Oh, wait. Okay, go for it, Herald.
Wait, sorry. The Nuncy in the chat just broke, guys. Beep, 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 beep. The Nuncy in the chat, guys, just went into Genshin Impact and verified, confirmed, seemingly, that Winnie the Pooh is a valid signature in Genshin Impact. And us putting it out there on Twitch ensures that one sneaky viewer from China that just came in will report this to the developers and the government, and Genshin Impact will now be banned from the entire universe.
Oh,
dude, slow down.
Wait. Don't report this yet, please. I want to try it. Please.
All I can say is
Give me like a day, maybe 2 days.
Denuncy is a hero for checking it out.
Denuncy.
Yeah.
I do.
Hero Gotham.
People are looking for a
Needed,
leader.
but doesn't.
Also, Denuncy, send me your UID. Let's do some raids.
What a person of action.
Denuncy, guys, all right? One of the modern day rebels.
Oh my
You the
gosh.
man, Denuncy. You the man.
We're in so much trouble now. Anyway, Nintendo. Yeah, what about them?
Now, who wanted to tackle this, people? Come on, hit it like a linebacker.
All right, sure. So yeah, and this is an interesting piece of news because how the tables have been turned, because it seems like Nintendo is getting sued by their customers. Yeah, so a mother and child are suing Nintendo for the Joy-Cons because the Joycon Drift that's occurring on the Switch's Joy-Cons.
Yeah.
Popular sequel to Fast and the Furious.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yes, Joycon Drift, Electric Boogaloo. But yeah, so basically, a mother and child are not happy about how, it's pretty well known that the Joy-Cons break very easily, or at least they experience this drift very quickly. So if you are unaware, with extended use, there will come a point where your Joy-Cons will start making you do things you don't intend it to. Your characters will start moving without any input from your controller. It's what you would call drift. And the lawsuit alleges that they are entitled to damages because Nintendo was aware of this problem and yet did nothing to fix it. So, according to the lawsuit, the mother and child alleged that they first off bought a Joy-Con, or rather they had their Switch. The Joy-Cons started doing the drift thing and they bought new Joy-Cons for $80. 7 months later, the Joy-Cons ended up doing the same thing, and that's what spurred the lawsuit. And because, like I said, they're alleging that Nintendo knew that there was something wrong with it and yet they sold them anyway. So yeah, what do you guys think?
So the main issue here is $80 worth for 7 months of properly working
Litigation.
Joy-Cons? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Because for all we know, it might be some sort of planned obsolescence, I guess, or maybe it's just a factory defect. It's really hard to tell. Because from my experience, I've had the Switch for quite a while. And although honestly I haven't been playing it too much, like every day, it's still working fine for me. I mean, the controls are. How about for you guys?
Yeah.
Have you experienced the drift in any
My Joy-Cons have Joy-Con Drift.
Oh no.
Yep.
I've had mine. I've had mine for about a year or two. But I use a Pro controller.
You want to do a lawsuit too?
Nah, I don't need it. I let this kid do it because he is standing up against the man.
Guys, this is an episode about rebels. This is an
Yeah.
episode about rebels and leaders with vision. All right.
But
None of you
I
have
mean,
the
here's
guts.
the thing, though. It's a class action lawsuit, so if they win, we're all entitled to pretty much, whatever compensation that happens. So it's not just them; it's gonna be everybody if they win. But at the same time, I don't know if this case is gonna hold any water for them.
But
Honestly.
so I did a bit of research when I was experiencing Joycon Drift, and apparently, a lot of these tinkerers on YouTube, they basically said that the problem of the actual Joycon is that it accumulates dirt on the edges, on the edges of the actual Joycon, thus creating this thing called Joycon Drift, where it becomes a bit sticky or it becomes like dusty, where it gets stuck. So it starts moving it on its own. And some of the easy fixes for it, if it's not too dirty, is you get a wet cotton bud. You put it with alcohol. You dip it on the side, and you just start swirling your Joy-Con stick, and that should remedy it. That should be able to clean it. And then it can go to extreme as you bring it to a person who does those custom Joy-Cons where they just replace the shields. They 3D print them and change them, and they can just clean it for you, and it'll work just fine. So I mean, they are like, I'm not a lawyer, so I can't really say if this is like a valid argument or anything, but there are fixes, and I mean their point is pretty clear as well, that Nintendo's not doing anything about it other than just buy our wide selection of new Joy-Cons to replace your broken Joy-Con, right? So I can't really say. I'm kind of torn. Like, I mean, props to the kid and the mom, but at the same time, I'm like, but there's a fix. So I'm just a little torn.
But if I were to ask you guys, what would be a good compensation, for example, if this pushes through? What would you want?
Free repair.
No, that's the problem. If free repair is what you're asking for, they're already doing that, and that's why I think the case won't hold any water. Nintendo says if you send it to them because of this, like they knew about this and they're actively doing something about it, and for some reason the people filing the lawsuit kind of ignored that fact, and I feel like that's probably what's going to get them shot down in court. So like if free repairs is what you want, that's what they're already doing. So
sorry, let me rephrase then. I want free repair and a better supply chain, a better supply chain to other countries where we don't really have full access to send it to Nintendo. Because, like, for example, in the Philippines, official resellers can only do so much as to just bring your unit to them, but it'll take almost 2 months, 1 to 2 months to actually have anything repaired. And if you have like a bricked, like in my case, I had a bricked switch where I couldn't fix. It was stuck on the loop. To have it brought there, I had to pay practically 3/4 of how much a new switch was to just have it brought there and have it repaired. Yeah. And it would also take 2 months to actually get it back. They didn't even give me any word of how they're gonna fix it until 3 weeks after they did initial diagnosis. So I was like, I wish they had better supply chains here so that maybe we could partake in that free Joy-Con repair then, right?
That's fair. Yeah, I never really considered that. Yeah, it might be a little bit more difficult for most people to get it done. But anyway, okay.
It's all about America, guys.
America.
Land of the free.
And land of the free repair. Yeah.
All right, guys, to finish things off, now that we've let out all our Joy-Con frustrations, Ion Hammerstream brought this to my attention earlier. There is now a video on the interwebs, specifically the tubes of you, of the PlayStation 5 breakdown.
Ooh.
And for those of you at home, wait till after the stream, please. We need the views. No, go ahead if you want to. It's
we
out
need
there
the
on
views,
YouTube
please.
now.
I'm sorry.
It's out on
Honesty is the
YouTube
best
now.
policy, am I right?
Yeah, for sure.
Wow, that's a huge console.
Oh yes.
Meekopi, ever seen a console this big?
Yeah, that's my first time.
You want to put a ring on that?
Oh my,
my.
word! Throw back to episode
Put some
132.
rings on things.
Rings on things. Episode 132 of GameByte. No, yeah, like the video's out if you guys want to check it out. It's a full teardown of the PS5. What is the benefit of watching a video like this for you guys? For you guys specifically, I know there are a lot of people who can find like great joy in seeing, you know, and listening to the ASMR clicks of certain features. But for the average everyday consumer, what's in it for you?
It's a conversation piece. I mean, you can always open up a conversation with people using this.
Hey miss,
have you seen the
hey miss.
Wow, you can change the place.
I see you got a mocha frappuccino, but have you seen the PS5 breakdown video on YouTube?
When you go on bubble dates, we ran out of things to say. Oh, did you know that the PS5 has a replaceable fan inside? All of them. Oh.
Okay, look. Let's be real here. The people that really benefit from these are the do-it-yourselfers. You know, like now that they have an instructional video on how to tear it down, there you go. They can fix their own PS5s.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
That makes sense. I like the teardown just because I want to see the raw components, the PCB, because I want to see how they've done the cooling. So I'm like, oh, okay, so that's probably good, but that's because I understand how that goes. I'm not a master at it, but I understand. So I don't. Well, Miko, what do you think though?
Oh, okay. So my more serious answer to this would be number one. I can relate to the joy of tearing down things and building them up just to see what it looks like. So watching something like this is, I mean, personally, just for me, is really quite fun. But more than that, it's also a reassurance that you know how buying the first version of a product can be kind of risky in a sense.
Always is.
Yeah, always is, right? So this sort of kind of gives you at least a form of insurance that you're buying something that's worth the money that you're spending it on. Because you can see that, okay, it's kind of well built. It has good placement of cooling, for example, and it looks like it's really well made. So it kind of gives you a bit more confidence in the product. And yeah, other than that, it's just really fun to see, you know, the components, how they work, if you know how much of it will get broken if it inevitably falls off your shelf, something like that.
Ooh, okay.
And the customization options, you can't forget about those.
Yeah,
of course.
Understandable. No, like that was a legitimate question. Definitely not facetious. I'm genuinely curious because, you know, like we said, there is that pleasure of like, oh, seeing things torn down. There's that base primal instinct of just wanting to destroy things. But also,
true.
You know, I, in my opinion, well, this is just me again, another casual. Like, this feels like a fun little video on. Oh, maybe I can jam a huge fan here for aftermarket. Like maybe someone on Reddit will find like a way to throw in a nice aftermarket home-built fan, or put a giant ice cube in and really overclock the CPU on this thing. I don't know. No. Like, I for me, it's just thinking of the possibilities as they do the breakdown. But aside from that, like I never really watched these. Is my point. So I'm glad I got to see a different perspective, or 4 different perspectives, including chats.
Plus, you know, you can make reaction videos like, oh my god, 16 Mbps, 16 gigabyte or something.
They have what? They soldered in what?
Yeah, and then you could probably make some clickbait content on. You won't believe, or
you won't believe.
Imagine how Herald reacts when he saw. Yeah,
man. Like imagine me just going like, guys, the amount of SODIMs on this bad boy is off the chart. All right, the soldering work they've done on each of these chips is ridiculous. and then
Yeah.
I never just go and explain exactly what I'm talking about. It's all superlatives.
I think Elgin put a good point where, well, at least let us show you, like, Sony is basically saying, let us show you how to properly dismantle this. Just before you void your warranty or anything, let us show you how to do it the proper way. I like that.
Right.
Good for them.
Though it raises the interesting question here. Like, do you all of these parts are modular? Like, can you put your own parts in there and it would work just fine?
What I can see from here is that if they're nice enough to send like the blueprints for the plastic, we're gonna see a lot of people going, "Oh, I 3D printed my PS4 chassis case here."
Ooh, that's gonna be a little scary though.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little flimsy because you don't know what kind of plastic they're using.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because like, as far as I'm aware, like 3D plastic or 3D printed plastic melts very easily, so it doesn't really lend
it
itself
depends.
well to.
It depends on
You
the
know?
type of
the
film
type
that
of
you
plastic you
use.
use. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
I think the main question here is, can it run Crysis? No, will it fit my GTX? No, my RTX 3090. All right.
3090.
Well, can I build an overclocked PlayStation 5 out of a box of scraps like Tony Stark would?
Yeah.
That's genuinely what I want to know.
Oh man, that's an Iron Man reference. Good job.
Yeah, man.
There will
okay.
probably be a day when people we will be seeing videos of people customizing their PS5 in the craziest ways,
Mm-hmm.
I can't
like
wait.
putting spoilers
That'd be
on
dope,
it,
Putting spoilers.
putting big wings or RGB
Bro,
lighting.
relax.
wang.
RGB.
It's a big
Racing
wang.
stripes and RGB strips, bro.
Oh yeah,
Start with
They're gonna
that.
use
It's white
mineral oil
after all.
cooling.
yeah. Then they'll be playing Need for Speed music on the videos, and it starts
Boom,
bouncing with hydraulics.
I can only see that part. I can't. We might get DMCA'd. Wait, we gotta stop there.
Man.
But yeah, teardown video is good, basically.
Yeah, definitely. Because we have, like, to finish things off, Skirto and Amato in the chat said, then again, if it's big enough, could someone put a PC into a PS5 case? And, we've seen those experiments on the internet, right, where someone combined an Xbox and the PlayStation into one PC case. So it's
I
stuff
saw
like this
that.
that makes me, it's stuff like that I get curious about. And then DZ's like, and then use Nintendo peripherals. Gosh dang it. I mean, I would love to literally drift in Forza Horizon with a controller that drifts.
Yeah. Speaking to Scherzo, though, if you want to see like a good example of someone actually trying to do this, Unbox Therapy basically had a custom PC made where he had a PC and an Xbox One in the same chassis. So do check it out. It's
He had a
in
PlayStation 5 and an Xbox
Oh,
One.
PlayStation.
Yeah. And didn't he have like a Wii or something like jammed in there somewhere as well?
Yeah.
was it-
Like a
Oh,
charging
God.
dock
All
or
in
something.
one.
Yeah, it's an all-in-one.
Oh,
He
yeah,
basically
Switch,
built
yeah.
himself an all-in-one. So that's pretty cool.
crazy.
You should watch the video. It's really nice.
Unbox Therapy. We'll link it in the chat later on. Thank you to the chat. They've been so active. They've rode along this wonderful Wednesday night hump day journey with us. Meekopi changed the channels on us. Okay, he's back. We're gonna end the show here. It's been great, guys. It's been great. But as I've been saying recently, all good things must come to an end. And when they do, we want to thank our followers, all the recent followers, all the recent bit cheerers. DZ earlier on cheering us on with a bit. DZ doing his thing, editing videos and cheering some bits. So DZ, love you, buddy. Thank you for the 1 bit. Meekopi, who are our most recent followers?
Thank you very much to Heineritz, Juris Asylum, Ron493, Legato Alvin, Maui Panda, Chris Ramirez 07, Sapi Sato, CYYCL, Zuka Live, and Swall Wida for following us.
That's right, Elgin. When people like our content so much that they follow, eventually they think, I'll give these guys some of my money. I'm gonna subscribe. Like people like Human Panda. Isn't that right, Elgin?
That's right. So our top subscribers, we got Human Panda 22 and Francescu tied for first with 24 subs apiece. Thank you so much to the both of
2
you.
years, baby.
Then we got, 2 years, right? And in Hot Pursuit, we got Bimo King of Ooh with 23 subs. And Meekopi in third with 17. Thank you, Nico. Really appreciate it. And everyone else, we've got Nerf Diva, Sensei Humor, Notorious KGM, InstaDeezy, Ion Hammer Stream, Silfox, Denunci, Wisais, Neogear, Numali, Zeffy Buns. Thanks, honey. I appreciate it. The Fury Bot, Conix Tiger 666, Cyberbully OW, Octavius Inc., and the Vixen Queen.
That's right. Mick, when people have given their monthly subs and want to give more, they're like, you know what? 1 sub isn't enough. 3 subs aren't enough. I'm going to cheer them on with some bits. Who decides to do that? None other than people like Nerf Diva, InstaDZ, and more. Mick, list off the rest of these wonderful names.
So first off, we'd like to say thank you to Nerf Diva for 5450 bits. That's 5,450. And then followed closely by, well, not really closely, but followed by Nope_plays with 3,333 bits. Then, of course, after that is Neogear with 3,000 bits, followed by Eldergen with 2,000. Hi, Eldergen.
Wait, Mick, wait! Because the Notorious KGM just subscribed once again. He's saying, got to raise my rank there, and indeed he will. I don't know if it reflected already. Like a Genji's blade. Did it reflect? Where is that? Notorious KGM. Oh! Is it still the same?
He's still the 7th. Yeah. Okay. Sensei Humor's 7th. And he's currently on 6, so
he's gonna make a comeback.
Dude. Thank you, Notorious KGM.
That's his 6th month, man. Notorious KGM, 6 months. He's gonna make a comeback on Sensei Humor. Now back to the bit cheers, Mick.
Yeah, we'd also like to say thank you to Mikhail Roldan, Oris 27, Bimo King of Ooh, Meekopi, If Not Now Gwen, Mershi, Gamako, Hue _, InstaDZ, Pimpo Perp Drank, Tita Gamings, Ion Hammer Stream, The Real _VJ Dato 21, Kebu TV _ Lisa Is, and Curry Server. Thank you very much for your bits.
For a second, I thought you called them bits, and I was like, "You're a bits." I was like,
thanks, bits. No, we don't do that.
Language, sir.
Oh, that's dope.
Man.
I like that.
Well, guys,
we'll use it next time.
Yeah, if you haven't had enough of quit stalling, well, there's more where that came from. Follow us on our social medias like Facebook and Twitter at QuitStallingUs. We're also on YouTube, youtube.com/quitstalling. And of course, here is where you can catch us weekly and sometimes on off days, twitch.tv/quitstalling. And of course, our Instagrams. Check out our stories at QuitStalling. Miku-san, where can people at home find you when you're not on GameByte?
When I'm not on GameByte, you can find me on Twitter and on Instagram. That is at the FuryBot. You can also find me in Eorzea. I'm on the Tonberry server, the Elemental Data Center. Just look for me there in Meekopi as well. And we'll add you up in the crossword link shell, and let's do some stuff together. Yeah, right. Other than that, you can find me here every Wednesday night, 9:30 p.m. Philippine time, 5:30 or 6:30 a.m. California time. Only here on GameByte. Only here at twitch.tv/quitstalling. What about you, Elgin? Where can the folks at home find you?
The folks at home can find me at twitch.tv/eldergen. I'll be streaming every night from now on because I have a new computer and I'm ready to stream some more. So yeah, you'll find me here at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you don't find me there, you can always find me on the Epic Game Store because I'm probably going to be playing the Cycle, Spellbreak, and the like. So yeah, if you want to play a game of the Cycle, hit me up. I'm on the Epic Game Store. Just look up my name, Eldergen, there as well. Other than that, I guess I have Twitter at Eldergen. I mean, I hardly ever do anything there, but hey, I have a Twitter. You can find me there.
That's right.
Otherwise, Meekopi, where can the folks at home find you?
You can find me mostly on Facebook at Meekopi, that's Meekopi. I also have an Instagram account, but it's quite inactive right now. Where I'm active, however, is on my other Instagram account, which is called
In
GG
my heart.
Potions. And in my heart.
Aww.
Oh, GG Potions, where we sell, where my girlfriend and I sell fruit juice mixes. That's order based, and we deliver every Fridays. And other than that, if you're interested in a couple of adventure, thank you, Harold, for showing it. We don't have orders this week, by the way, so we're starting orders again next week.
All right, cool.
And lastly, of course, we have Nick and Mick's Crossword Link Show, where we help out our friends at Eorzea on random adventures. But mostly Mick drags them out to fishing, and I drag them into AFK spots. And finally,
bars. Don't forget
and
bars.
Oh yeah, the bar hopping. Of course, we need to have our bar hopping session sometime. And finally, if you're interested in the adventures of two cute Lalafels in Eorzea, you can follow me and my girlfriend on Twitter at Kopilalas. That's Kopilalas. So Harold, finally, it's down to you now. Where can people find you?
At Herald Plays on Twitter and on Instagrams. You can also catch me in pretty much every other show here on Quit Stalling, whether it's the Quit Stalling Geekcast, the occasional shoutcasting gig, and so much more. Love you guys. We have a video coming out sometime this week. I'm still figuring out what day to post it on, but you guys are gonna love it. You guys are gonna love it. It might include some crowns. It might include some grabbing. I'm looking at you, Mr. Z, in the chat. And it's going to involve a lot of fun. Thank you guys for tuning into GameByte. It's been an amazing episode. We'll see you guys next week. Same Byte time. Same Byte channel. But till then, you got to get off your butts and quit stalling. We'll see you guys next week. Bye, everybody. Bye.
See ya. Bye-bye.